Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today is day 6 of the Countdown to Christmas card series with myself and Michelle from Scrap Secrets. And today's theme is Cricut. So I am logged into Design Space here, and I have selected a snowman wrap because I am going to be making this glass tumbler. I'm going to decorate it with these snowflakes. That's what I decided to do. So it was a design that was already in there. I do pay for a subscription to Design Space. So I'm just closing out of the Cricut program and making sure that my Cricut is paired with my iPad so that I can use it through Bluetooth. And then I will open back up Design Space, and I am going to select Make It. And it wanted me to save it, so I am going to save the project so that I could do it again later. And I use my Cricut very infrequently, not something I do very often, but I do enjoy it when I do. I do have my machine set to vinyl already, so I have just loaded that on my mat, and I am going to let the machine cut that out. I've select now right here, it's just asking me to select my machine, and then it will let me load the material and cut it all out. I did not film that process, but here we're just about finished with cutting. It keeps you up to date on the iPad or whatever device you're using to tell you that it is almost done. And then I pulled that off of the mat, and it's very hard for you to see that it has done anything, but I can see where the snowflakes are cut out, so I'm just going to trim away this excess vinyl, and so that I can just have the snowflakes. And so I am then going to take my weeding tool, and I am going to remove the excess vinyl. This is called weeding. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Cricut, but this is weeding. So basically you want to be left with your design. So you're going to take off all the excess vinyl so that you have just what you want to put on your cup. And so while I'm doing that, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about this series. So I am doing this with Michele from Scrap Secrets, and I will have her channel linked down below so that you can see what Cricut project she created for today. She is much more well-versed in the Cricut usage than I am. So as you may have noticed, we have very different crafting styles, so you will get ideas on the same theme or technique or stamp set or whatever we happen to go with for the theme for that day. You will get 2 completely different project ideas, and we are bringing you 25 projects between now and Christmas. There are 2 projects a week. They come out on Mondays and Fridays, and there will be prizes at the end of this series. If I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will do an additional giveaway, that's likely going to be 3 different giveaways that I will do for this series if I meet that milestone of 1,000 subscribers. I am about 50 subscribers short of that, so I appreciate anyone who has been subscribing to my channel, who watches my videos, who's been with me for a really long time. I appreciate each and every one of you, your interactions, your comments. I really, really appreciate it. So for these smaller bits in the center of this snowflake, I have this mechanical pencil that I have taken and removed the lead from it, and I have added a needle. So this helps me get really fine areas. This is very helpful, so I'm just showing you that's what I'm using. I'm not even sure where I got the idea from. I saw it online, probably on Instagram somewhere, and it has been a game changer as far as helping me get into little bitty spaces instead of using my bigger pointed weeding tool. So one little tidbit for you. And once I get all of the little bits that don't belong out from this last snowflake, I am going to take, you can use, Cricut has tacky paper that you can use to put your design on, but I honestly a while back bought a roll of contact paper in clear, and I have been using that to transfer my designs, and it works beautifully, and it's much cheaper than using the stuff from Cricut brand. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a piece of that out, and make sure that my entire design is covered, and run my bone folder over each snowflake and these little dots to make sure that I pick them up so that I can transfer them onto my cup. And then I will slowly add the design to my cup. I do wipe the cup with alcohol and a paper towel prior to adding my design just to make sure that it's clean. I have done several of these cup designs. I've done a sunflower, some fun flowers. I've got quite a few that I have done. This was actually the last cup in the set that I bought that I had left to decorate. So I figured it was good to get ready. I have a craft show coming up at work in I think sometime in November. So I think that these will be items that I will have available there. So I am going to get that transfer tape out and get the design picked up to get it onto my project. It's sometime in the near future. My goodness. Clearly I was slacking in my editing capabilities for this video. I normally take any of this out with any long pauses. I'm not sure what's happening right here. There we go. Here's the contact paper. So I just trim it down to whatever size I need. I'm just roughly, fitting it over my design so that I try not to cut it too short. Even if you do, it's not the end of the world. As long as a portion of your design is on the tape, you can still transfer it. It works out just fine. So then you have to just remove the backing off of this contact paper so that you can put it down on your design. And like I said, I use a bone folder. There are specific tools for this, but anything with a flat edge, you could use a credit card. I have used the, it's not a palette knife, but it's like a wide, it's like a scraper that I use for glitter paste and things. I have used that to make sure that my designs are adhered to the contact paper, but I do find this, flat bone folder right here, this Teflon one, works really well. And I will just rub them all, and then as I go, some of them stick a little more, and so I just rub them again to make sure that I am peeling them all off, because sometimes it comes out beautifully, like, man, that one needed just a little more love, a little bit more, just to make sure that I can get it completely onto this contact paper and make sure I don't leave any dots behind. And then I do have a bad habit of putting things on Cricut, which with this design doesn't really matter because you can't tell how, they're kind of a random pattern. So I do end up, as I'm putting the design on the cup, not doing it all in one shot. I will take in little bits and pieces and put the snowflakes on so that it doesn't end up completely wonky and covering another snowflake up. I make sure that they're spaced out. I'll show you in just a second when we get to it. I'm just wiping this off after I sprayed it with some alcohol. Like I said, I want to make sure that none of my fingerprints are getting trapped under this vinyl when I put it down. And then this set I got from Amazon. They come with glass straws. Half of them were curved and half of them were straight. They're pretty good size. I think they're a 20-ounce cup. So I'm just lining up these first ones, and I will just do the same thing. I rub it with my hands and just rub it over to make sure that it's sticking, and then I will peel the transfer paper away, move on to the next section. Is Cricut or a die cutting machine like this something that you use, that you enjoy? Do you have a favorite project that you like to do? Do you use it for your card making if you have one? I don't typically use cardstock. If I would invest in these. They make different mats for the Cricut. Some of them have more adhesive on them, so they do have a lighter tack mat that I think would be better for cardstock. Excuse me, because I do find that with the stickier mats, they will tear my cardstock when I'm trying to remove it. So I do find that very frustrating. So I don't typically use it for card making, but I do use it for t-shirts, mugs, things like that. I've decorated Christmas ornaments. I do have a video for that, with names, personalize them for my recipients. Most of my family members have gotten an ornament from me at some point in the past. But these drinking mugs have been something new this year that I have been using my Cricut for and really enjoying. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them for me down below. I will do my best to answer them, but like I said, I am not a Cricut expert by any means, but I can find my way around it. I do all right. We'll just say that. So like I said, I will link Michele's channel down below because she is, it's something that she is quite familiar with and uses, I think, more often than I do. So I will link her channel. At the end of this video, I will put the playlist for the entire series so that you can have a place where all of the videos are at once. Michele has an intro video that explains, her giveaways and all of that. So that will be in there. And then there is a playlist for the 2023 entire Christmas series. So if you wanted to watch through that, that is something that is definitely still available for you. So ultimately, at the end of this series, you will have 100 videos of inspiration for card making for your holiday cards. So I'm just rubbing and making sure that all of those are stuck down, and that's going to complete my project for today. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to leave them for me down below. And as always, I hope that you all have a great day.